What's up, everybody? Overachievers Gaming Podcast here with episode number 6 of the MSF Insider segment of our podcast. I am your host, Vash, a.k.a. Charlie, or whatever the hell people want to call me these days. Joined, as always, by my buddy, Dami. Don't ever call me Wash. Dami Ashipastrami. And this week, we have the fabulous MysticMac in from Legion of Cabal. Buddy,
you are drunk.
Oh my god!
You are.
Hey, you know what? It's lively. This is what the people want. I'm drinking Lagunitas daytime IPA. It's
you know what we're gonna do, Charlie? Because I'm usually the more
Saturday.
I don't know if the word is rambunctious or like not extroverted per se, but I think we can switch roles. I will be the reserved one, and you will be the loud slurring, mumbling one.
The loud slurring, mumbling one.
Yeah, we're switching.
All right, we're coming at you live Saturday evening. This time around, as opposed to normally Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, where we're like all tired and whatnot. So, I've had a few beers. This is going to be a good time.
I'm still tired. I don't know. Nothing has changed about me. I'm still sleepy.
Yeah, I got 4 hours of sleep last night after getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning from my shoot. It's fantastic. The film industry is fantastic. Don't believe the hype. It's not that fun. Anyway, Mystic, thank you very much for coming on board with us this episode. And why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? You can find Mystic, I believe, streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/MysticMac. What is it? The numbers? I don't remember.
MysticMac 0613.
0613.
Any significance there?
It's my birthday, so MysticMac was already taken on Twitch, so I had to throw some numbers in there.
So June 13th.
Yep.
Everyone remember your birthday. So everybody send MysticMac some power cores. He's going to need it for his birthday. So happy belated birthday 3 months late, but thank you for coming on, my friend. So let's just dive in real quick. Let's just talk about some Marvel Strike Force, because this is our Marvel Strike Force podcast. And so Mystic, you want to give us a little background about yourself?
We were going to go into the background on MysticMac before I rudely interrupted.
And by the way, don't close your browser window, because as if you just learned,
I didn't know. Bullshit. I didn't close the browser window. I'm peeking in red right now because I'm upset. It disconnected me.
That's fine.
Technical. Anyway, so MysticMac, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in Legion of Cabal, one of the top 2 alliances in Marvel Strike Force. Give us a little background about yourself.
All right. So, I've only been in Legion of Cabal for coming up on 2 months now. I've been playing the game. I picked it up way back when Avengers or Infinity War was going on, when they were doing all those advertisements. I think I came in right around the second Deadpool raids or so.
Yeah, those Thanos and Deadpool raids pretty rad. Those, I have to say, like, I'm not one who watches TV, but those commercials were pretty rad. And they were just like making fun of themselves. And all of those like mobile game, like,
I forgot they had that commercial.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like people jumping out of the helicarrier and all that sort of stuff. It was kind of cool. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're good. So I came in back then. I wasn't really too competitive as far as being in a top alliance or anything for several months. And then probably about 6 months ago, I joined up in the Pants of Hulk cluster with one of their lower alliances. I think Pants of Hulk, Pants of Hulk Unleashed. And from there, I just kind of grew. We were doing some of the top content, getting a lot of rewards. I was growing. And then I just had some things go down within the cluster. I'm sure you guys are in clusters. There's some drama sometimes. So
always drama.
There was a little bit of drama. So I kind of branched out, looked out. Didn't think I had a chance at Cabal. Just because they're so much higher than me. Mm-hmm. I'm like the third lowest CP on there. But I just took a chance and sent the leader a message, and to my surprise, he got back to me. He's like, "Hey, we do have a spot." So I got in, and it was pretty much by sheer luck that I got in, because they don't really have many openings in the number 1 alliance. They definitely don't have many openings. So I got in by luck, and then I've just been on my toes, performing well, and
I'm sure when like one of those big boys do have an opening, they probably try to poach other, like,
oh yeah,
you know what I
Oh,
mean? That is pretty dope that you got in though. Just literally like sliding into some DMs.
there's a lot of backdoor recruiting going on above the top clusters and alliances, and
I can only imagine.
I mean, there's just so few top players in the game right now, and there's so many top alliances that it's hard to recruit people any other way than sending them a message like, "Hey."
I'm sure there's a lot of DM going on.
Oh yeah. So
what you do? WYD.
exactly.
You up?
Yeah, 100%. All right, so I have a quick question for you because I'm sure a bunch of people are curious about this as well. So, is it a spend fest? Like, are you spending a shit ton of money on this game? Or are you pretty much just like pretty average? And a lot of people, like for me, like I would consider myself like I probably spend about 100
like a
to
medium
200
whale
bucks a month, maybe.
Oh, maybe
is
not.
what I
You're
would
small
spend. I
whale.
mean, that's not like a ton, but like I'm more or less curious
I
from
thought
an
you
outside
said more, I'm
perspective.
not
And you
gonna
don't have
lie.
to answer if you don't want to, but I'm just curious as like I could always edit this part out if that's an issue. But like I'm just curious, like what are the requirements for being in Legion of Cabal? Do they require like the 500 core every single day kind of thing, or what? Or if it's like kind of taboo, we don't have to really cover it.
There's no. I mean, that's a general perception that there will be a spending requirement. There's not a spending requirement. Like if you don't buy a certain character, nobody's chasing you down saying, "Why don't you have this character?" I mean, there's no spending requirement, but there is expectations that go along with being the number one alliance in the game. Like
as there should be.
Course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not performing well, like in war, if you're not maxing out your attacks or whatever, then you kind of get looked on in a bad way.
What's your CP?
5.3, I think.
God damn, dude.
It's funny you being
respect.
like one of the lower CP dudes.
Yeah.
Dude, I just hit 1.7 the day, and I'm like, yo, it's lit.
Yo, congrats, dude.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no spending requirements or anything like that. It's just you got to maintain a certain level of performance.
Yeah, I guess it makes it easier too, especially if you're like, because you guys are pretty war centric. I assume just being so top tier. You're 5.3 mil CP, so you're already like all your teams, all the big boy teams you have are already like high CP anyway. So like you're probably already doing your due diligence by when you raid or when you war, because you not many people can hold up to you. Like you be even like I'm saying you specifically because you're like low tier, but you're still 5.3 CP mil CP. Like most average players aren't that anyway. So like it's not necessarily too hard to meet your expectations because you're already so much higher than most motherfuckers out there,
Well, I'm in the entire game, I'm like 120th, and most of the people ahead of me are in the alliances that I'm facing or in my alliance. So there is a bit of punching up on my part just because I'm on the lower end, but
Is there actually like a ranking in terms, not ranking, like, I guess I assumed in war, it's literally just all random matchups. Is there actually like
Oh no, man. There's so much like drama regarding like how matchups work and everything.
Well, that's why I'm saying, because it feels like it's fucking random.
At the top, sorry, at the top, you can pretty much choose who you want to face in war, so to speak. So the 4 time zones, if the fifth ranked alliance is sitting in the second time zone, last minute we can hop into that time zone and we know we're going to match up with them because they're the closest to us in CP in that time zone. So we can pretty much dictate for the most part. I mean, there's a few surprises, but we pretty much know who we're going to face as it stands. I mean, I don't know if leagues are going to change that or what. So
yeah, so I'm very curious. We're definitely going to dive into leagues because that's upcoming in our things that we're going to discuss and whatnot. So, but it's just wild. Like I can't even imagine like having that sort of like gusto with an alliance like that. It must be fun. Like I have to say, like, do you still enjoy the game? I know you're like 5 point. Was it 5.2? Sorry if I don't remember.
I think it was right.
5.3. Yeah. So like. Is the game still fun to you? Like, do you enjoy like the competitiveness of it? Like, what still drives you to play this game outside of like, you already have like an investment in your roster and everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I still love the game. Like, I know a lot of the content creators are gonna have a negative outlook on the game, rightfully so for some of the things that Foxnex has done to us. But overall, I have a pretty positive outlook on the game. I have a lot of fun with it. The community aspect, the alliance aspect, getting to know people. I've met some great people through this game that I wouldn't have known before. So, like that part I love. And growing up playing sports and being competitive as shit, this game, it just gives me another avenue to compete. So yeah, I mean, I'm still loving it just as much as I did when I started.
Hell yeah, that's
awesome.
good to know. That's good to know that you could be like essentially like end game or like top tier and still enjoy. It's not just like you're doing it because like why it's like, I'm sure there's probably some misconception like that the top players are doing it because they've already invested so much, but it's nice that still enjoying it. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Stop cursing so much.
Whatever, Dom. Fuck that shit. There we go.
If you're drunk doesn't mean the rules don't apply anymore, Charlie.
Yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. So anyway, cool. Awesome. So let's talk about what's gone on in the past 2 weeks. There's a lot, there's a lot of stuff dropping this week. So we just so much stuff. Exactly. So this week is the 3.5.0 update with so many things happening. So we had Graviton show up in the character screen. We got Sue Storm coming in on Tuesday. By the time this podcast released Tuesday morning, you'll be able to unlock Sue Storm Tuesday evening. We had the Mr. Fantastic Blitz, which I decided to not really push forward this time around because I don't know. I don't have the time or the energy to get in the top 1,500. I'm sure it's like, I can't even imagine what your roster looks like, Mac. So it's just like, it's kind of crazy. So I'm curious from your guys' perspective, what do you guys think of Graviton, the aim reworks, and all this crazy shit that's going on in Marvel Strike Force this week?
I felt like at the beginning of the update, there was a lot of positive things coming out about it. The level cap raise, the gear
and the level cap raise. I totally missed that.
The aim rework looks amazing.
It does look really cool, doesn't it?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't have many aim characters like leveled up at all.
I haven't done anything to any of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're punching up on Minerva Guardians. They're beating Ultron teams.
Wow,
they're serious right now, and they've been around and they're farmable. So I mean, even newer players can, besides having to do get Gravitron, even without Gravitron, they're still pretty decent. So the aim rework was awesome.
What's the team? Because there's like 6 of them, 5 of them, right? Without Gravitron,
there's like 7.
So so I run. I'll do Scientist Supreme. She's one of the main ones. You want to have her. Aim Assaulter, he gives some speed up that Scientist Supreme needs, and then Aim Monstrosity, and then Graviton, and the 5th one is a little bit of depends on how many red stars you got. I personally do Security. Some other people will do Aim Infector. So
okay.
But,
yeah, we have a few people in our cluster alliance who have a 7 red star monstrosity. So it's been wild to see everyone's
it's like funny seeing that. Like they'll post like, look at this garbage, and it's like a 7 monstrosity, and it's like, well, hey,
yeah, that's happened a few times with the Kree rework and Defenders. They used to be trash, and now, well, they're bad now. But there was a point in time where they were pretty decent. But
I think that reworks like this are good in for multiple reasons. Like because it gives you more viability, because like it's like cool that we have all these characters, but who gives a shit when a few teams are only good, right? Or like a few characters, whatever. Reworks like this are super crucial, and like they bring new breath of new life to the game and stuff. It's like wild to hear that they're punching up on the top meta teams right now. AIM, probably the biggest joke teams besides Hydra. I don't know.
People are salty. Their Minerva Guardians are getting beat by AIM.
Isn't it funny?
That's kind of ridiculous. I'm excited to start working on.
I love it. I love it. It honestly, when when like certain characters, certain teams become too much like the same thing. It's like repetitive, and like that's boring. It sucks. It's stupid,
Yeah.
And I get, some people are upset. They probably dumped some money into like that team or those characters, or whatever. But it's like, dude, this is what keeps the game
good,
going.
scrub.
And it also brings a different aspect to where people were complaining about AIM Red Star drops, and now they turn into being good drops.
Like, what's funny about this? But even before this happening, like, because now obviously people are probably bumping up their AIM teams pretty good. Even before, I think Casino mentioned this one time too. There was some dude somewhere that had like 300K AIM team that was like, it's coming. I know it's coming.
Who that was? That was Crondo.
Yeah. A lot of people in Cabal already have 300K plus AIM teams.
I guess when you're that high, like when you're that top tier, all your teams are that, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how trash the character is, because why win it? You're getting so much resources every time you win a war, anytime you beat a raid. Like, actually, I'm curious. Do you guys like what are your ABCs like in that top tier league? Like, what do you guys? We get to 60 and we're happy. I'm sure you 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Okay, so like I didn't like. I'm like sitting there going, no, you can't 100% the shit. What is that?
I mean, when everyone's 300K, it's like all your teams.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they run out of at some point. They run out of characters to work on, so they just switch to AIM or Hydra or whoever. I mean, I'm not that high. I still have other characters to work on.
Yeah,
but they probably just got bored and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start working on AIM," and it worked out for them. So
right, that's interesting to think about. Yeah.
What's your lowest character you have right now that you're working on?
AIM security. It's like
AIM security,
14K or something, 20K.
Sure. Probably just because it was not. It won't be soon.
Yeah.
It won't be soon. I'll tell you that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts and your guys' thoughts on the newest addition to the meta war defense team that's coming out with Agent Coulson. That guy looks like he's just going to break every single meta.
Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Coulson, in most of the comics I've read, doesn't make too big of a splash, really. Like lately, he is actually in some of the newer Avengers stuff. But like, I don't know. I'm just so granted they want to bring more characters in, but I'm just so confused about this character, to be honest. Like, I don't get having him in. I don't get his powers. He doesn't really have powers. And granted, unless in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the show, he has all this cool shit they're showing in the game. I just don't know. You know what I mean? It's interesting
that he's pretty a main character on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Like he is the face, right?
I mean, he appeared in some of the MCU movies.
Right.
He wasn't too much into those. But yeah, I kind of feel like it's the thing they did with Minerva, where she wasn't a big character at all, and then
very good point.
Bring in Agent Coulson, and he's broken. So
is he broken?
Yeah,
his passive is just ridiculous.
He's not out yet. We just know that via the videos, right?
They showed his kit. He's in game. You can see his kit in game.
Oh, shit. I honestly, I've been so goddamn busy with this job. I haven't.
Okay, I'm just gonna read this to you because his shit is ridiculous. So let's just talk about Agent Coulson. We don't know how he's coming out yet, but he's going to be part of the Apex Shield defense team.
Oh, yeah,
and I mean, my shield is okay. My shield's like 170K. Nothing to write home about. But it's just going to be ridiculous. So like his kit is essentially he's got like I don't have the actual whole thing up here, but essentially you're looking at him right now. All right. So he's got his basic is called Night Gun. It does I really should probably prep for this podcast at some point in time. But essentially I'm sorry, say again.
We're giving you a pass. You're 6 beers deep.
You're giving me a pass. I'm not really like 6 beers deep. I'm more like 4 beers deep.
Yeah, right. I saw you walking Archie. I saw you guys doing stuff. You're deep.
Oh, yeah, Archie is he's full on, like had some training stuff done today, so it'll be
when we say Archie, we're talking about his dog. He's have a kid going to training stuff.
But no, Coulson, he looks like in war he's gonna be slotted into the Fury Shield team, but outside of war, you can put him with Quake. You can put him with other Shield characters.
Dude, this level 6.
He's going to be
for 4 positive effects.
Yeah. So on war defense, he's pretty broken. Outside of war, he's gonna still be good, but he's not gonna be as good.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about when they do characters like this that are almost specific to a certain game type? I kind of wish they wouldn't do that. I really kind of wish it wasn't like, yeah, everything is war defense. Like, cool, but I mean, that character kind of becomes not necessarily null and void, like you were saying. Like, yeah, you could do some weird matchups with some certain shield teams, but like, I don't know, like maybe make it like, I don't know. What do you guys say? Is that weird? Is that dumb of me to say? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's straight. Like
No, I
like
get what you're saying. Like they've been pushing out war offense specific characters for a while now, and then they came out and said, we didn't mean to make war a race to full clear. We want to make it more defensive, and then all of a sudden here we go with Coulson.
That's a good point.
Who's a war defense character. So, I don't know what their plan or their deal is, but war's my favorite game mode, so it doesn't bother me if they make war specific.
It's funny, like on the last episode, we have a segment later, like what tells what you like, what you don't like, and one of the thing I said I like was now I can actually play war. Now that I actually have teams that are like big bullet, you know what I mean? Like they actually are doing stuff, and that's probably made the game was already fun for me, but now it's much more fun because I can actually I'm not just like a baiter or like a debooster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So anyway, here's the thing that's broken about Coulson is his passive. So the passive is called the Agent, and it starts off with if Coulson drops below 50% health, change speed bar by 60% for shield medic, which in and of itself is pretty crazy because medic can either do offense down on basic, or like you can just have her special like heal people, whatever. On war defense, gain 40% max health. Shield allies gain 40% max health. 40%? They're already hard to kill as if
40%.
On spawn, apply immunity to all shield allies. Gain 120% resistance. Shield allies gain 120% resistance. You're not going to be able to apply any sort of fucking debuffs to these teams whatsoever.
Right.
Not to mention,
the big deal was what Brotherhood, right, against Shield. That was
that was the big thing. Not to mention, turn 1, his ultimate's going to be available, which is apply offense up to all shield allies. On war defense, clear all positive effects from the enemy with the most damage. Apply defense down and taunt to the enemy with the most damage. So if you have like an Ultron team, everyone's going to start targeting Ultron. Call 2 allies with the most damage to attack the enemy with the most damage. Attack all enemies for 280% damage.
It's like a paragraph.
Bro, it is in fucking insane.
You missed something too, though. If he's paired with Shield Medic, and Shield Medic's new special says if Coulson is an ally and dead, revive him with 51% health. So you use Medic special. And it's 100% revive. So if Coulson's dead and you use Medic special, he's getting revived. So
and then that's on spawn. So he's spawning again. So he's going to apply immunity to everybody, and then he's going to apply all these different things to. Dude, it's going to be ridiculous.
You just kill it by just having just a more like higher CP team, I guess, like way higher, like 100.
Casino said that the only team that reliably beat them was an X-Men team. He said,
barely.
Yeah, he said Power Armor was 50-50. So
same with like Fantastic Four and whatnot. I personally have been building a Fantastic Four team. I'm very excited to get Invisible Woman. Yeah, all my Fantastic Four team right now is 160K minus Invisible Woman. So I've been saving up everything, been building for that. So everyone will be about 200K, about 220 or so once everything's said and done.
Oh yeah, they're great. I use them right now. I put Spider-Man with them, and they can be pretty much any team right now.
Yeah, I use Captain America right now because I don't have a home for Captain America for everything right now in War and Blitz and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's just
where does Captain America usually go? Like War Avengers or something?
War Avengers, if you want to do that, or some sort of like Shield team.
Sure,
but I don't know.
I put him with a Wave 1 Avenger team like Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, that type of thing.
Yeah, I have a hard time with Blitz with that team just because they don't really have a ton of survivability and like you're really you can't auto that team. You have to actually play that team. And my whole thing with Blitz is, especially with work, is I have to just load up a team, hit auto, and hope for the best. And that's
Well, have you seen the Blitz rework? Because you can't really auto anything anymore.
No,
so.
man,
What's
it's
the rework?
ridiculous.
Well, I guess we could talk. It was probably a point in time to talk about that, but I see.
No, we'll talk about it now. It's happened this week with the new update.
It's like this is the worst thing. I've been so busy with this next job that I have not looked into any of these updates at all. So like I'm like fresh info over here, to be honest.
So they called it Blitz improvements. It actually made Blitz worse. I got most of my teams are 300K more, like 260, that type of range. Before the update, I was facing like in 8.3, I was facing commander teams, and they were like 430K or whatever, which was okay. It was normal. But after the update, I'm facing full gear tier 14, level 75, 520K teams.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
is that like a bot or those are real people?
Apparently it's a bot with random names, a random name. I don't know for sure, but it went from being able to auto with Brotherhood or X-Men or whatever to now I have to actually play these matches if I want to win. And even playing them, everything I do is getting resisted. They're gear tier 14, level 75. With my Brotherhood, they're getting resisted on the bleeds, on the disrupt, everything. So it made Blitz a lot more difficult, and it's just terrible time.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that sucks.
It's a blessing and a curse because I'm curious to see what the numbers are going to be for these kind of events. So now that nobody can actually do 8.3 reliably, everyone's like probably dropping down to tier 7. So maybe it's like a million under what the predictions are going to be. So
Yeah.
in that regard, it's nice. Maybe I don't know.
So I used to be able to just run 8 to 10 to 12 teams in 8.3, but now I got to run like 2 or 3, lose one on purpose, drop down, build back up just to be able to get some points. So it's definitely going to lower the scores a bit, but just makes it more frustrating when you're getting your butt kicked.
Why would they want the scores lowered? Is that just to change up the leaderboard?
I think they tried to improve it, and it's just maybe like a byproduct of like not really having Q&A. I don't know. Or QC, sorry, not Q&A.
Right.
Q&A is something different. That's the Lagunitas talking there. But either way, it's just ridiculous to have like that sort of like, I like the multiplier effects that they did. They tried to do a good thing of like not having the same teams and whatnot, but the byproduct was that, hey, guess what? There's all these level 75 teams, as opposed to like slowly rolling this out for teams. Just like
G14 75, like out the gate.
Out the gate.
And it's not, and I would almost rather just face defenders, because now it's just like a BKT, Brotherhood, X-Men.
Right. Like you can beat defenders.
It's still top meta teams, whereas it was defenders, I could beat those teams. And now I'm facing 120K Captain Marvels. I don't have much of a chance.
120. Is that like that's just max out Captain Marvel then, right? Is that how that works? Is 120K max level for a character?
Maybe level 75 gear tier 14, but nobody has that high of a character at the moment.
No one could, I get, really, right? That's like the best luck you could ever receive.
No, the highest character I've seen is like 102K. So
yeah,
that's great. What's your highest character you have right now on your roster?
I think he's 6 red star Killmonger. He's like 85K.
Oh, cool.
God damn, that must be awesome. I've been slowly building a Wakanda team, and I'm pretty happy with them right now. But my Wakanda teams are not great whatsoever. But they're still like 140K, and not bad. I enjoy it. It's a good team.
I thought it was really cool how they threw that little Doom thing at the end of the Gravitron event. That was awesome. I'm just really excited for Doom to be a character, because whatever his mode is, whatever he has, that he's gonna be Stomper. He's gonna be he better be God tier. He better. I kind of hope
fucking island,
right? That his he doesn't have necessarily like a specific ability, like, or not a specific play mode. I kind of hope that they give him like multiple play modes. Like in War he does this, in Raids he does this, and in Arena he does this. Maybe, I don't know, but like I think that'd be interesting just because he is such like a big deal character. I don't know. I think that'd be really fun. I'd be really into it.
Hopefully, he's the next Ultron. It's another Fear of the Darkness or whatever.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what we're speculating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we heard like little rumors about that there's another Fear the Darkness type game mode coming. What are your thoughts on that? Have you heard the same rumor? I mean, you don't have to necessarily say if that's the case or not, if that tends to be the case, but I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on having like another Fear of the Darkness type thing for people like yourself who are more like, okay, we're at end game, we have literally everything, we have nothing to do in the game. Like, what do you think about that? Like, is that something that you're interested in, or is that something that your alliance mates are interested in? Like, what are the rumblings that you're hearing within your alliance?
I mean, generally, not just my alliance, but around the in-game community, people are getting bored. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
how could you, right?
yeah, I mean, they're repeating the same raids.
Yeah. Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Some people are getting tired of war. I mean, they just need some new in-game content, something for people to strive towards. Um, Not just with late game players, but mid-game players, average players. The same way it worked with Ultron. People were striving for Ultron. They got him. Now it's been a few months since that happened. Let's work towards the next guy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's what we just saw with Doom coming at the end after like Namor. That was a cute little story thing too. Like,
I
like,
will have to. Yeah, I'll have to say that the writing and the story events and the campaign events
it's
is
pretty,
on point.
pretty
It's
good.
pretty
I
good.
think
It's
the
pretty
writing
good.
and
I have
directing
to
is
say
pretty good.
props to whomever does all that stuff because it's a lot of fun. Like those little things are like, Namor, if you didn't listen or read the text one, it's like everyone on the, has been corrupted by Ultimus, but like Namor joins up with Ultimus like on his own, like just straight up just is like, hey, what's up? Like, fuck you, Fantastic Four. Like, I'm gonna do
Spoilers
my
if you
thing.
haven't finished that event, but
Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't read them. I didn't read them,
I mean,
but
You
I
should, like,
should.
honestly,
they're
go
actually
back and read it. Like, just do it just to read the text. It's actually
are you
it's
into
quite fun.
Marvel Comics by any chance, or you just play the game?
I'm
It's
big into the
a lot of people.
I'm big into the movies, but I did recently start reading some comics, so I'd say I'm getting into them.
Sure. Like I'm a big comic reader, so it's like something I actually probably like cared about more when I started playing. Strike is a real entity within the Marvel universe. So like this story isn't like
Mhm.
real, but like, like in the events art, but like Strike is obviously the characters we see are like all the big everything we see big wise is in the universe. There is a multiverse, like blah 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 blah. So like yeah, that stuff is cool. And I will say that writing is definitely probably one of the biggest things I do enjoy about the game. I really wish they would do I mean, we need like more Nexus, we need more campaign stuff, we need more
Oh
like
yeah.
stuff like that, like obviously, but I assume like when you're just like spamming through it, you probably it's like easy to not watch it. Like why? It's like let me get this. I need these shards now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
give me that graviton shards. Need those right now. 7 stars. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about yet, Charlie. Though the biggest news out of all of these things is Disney selling Fox Next.
Oh boy, that is quite well. Let's say they said that Fox Next is up for grabs essentially. So the plan is that Disney wants to sell it because Disney does not want to be in the realm of producing games. They much rather license
Yeah.
content, which I understand. Makes
Mhm.
sense.
And I don't
Business perspective.
necessarily dislike that. And I think the first initial reaction was a lot of people were like, "Oh no, my God, our game's gonna die." But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean nothing, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. They said that they have like about at least a year's worth of content on the horizon,
Right.
Mhm.
as from what we knew from the when Mobile Gamer Casino and Valley Flying was out there talking to them and seeing that preview event of their new Avatar game that's coming out. But it's like I'm what are your thoughts about that, Mystic? Like, did you hear that news and be like, well, why the fuck did I just spend all this money on this game kind of thing? Or were you more like, okay, let's see how this plays out? Like, not really worried, like the game's going to continue on, that you think, whomever takes over the rights or whoever takes over the publishing and everything like that is like, hopefully will continue on. Like, do you guys
Benevolent
have a,
Lord.
yeah, do you guys have a, like, anybody in your alliance like have a communication with Fox Next because of all this, or do you guys are just like we're just bystanders at this point?
Well, this is kind of like the first game I've ever got serious with. Before this, I wasn't really a gamer.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so when I initially saw the news myself, I was kind of freaking out a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I just spent
Imagine.
a bunch of money on this game, and it might get shut down. But then I did a little bit more research, and it's not really like that. The process takes a long time, and
Yeah.
the game might be fine. So I kind of had a breath of fresh air. But yeah, as far as what my alliance thinks, we haven't even really spoke about it. So seems to me they don't really care much about it, or they're not worried about it.
Ours
So
didn't too much either. I think that it's easy to get swept up into hype about that news. Personally, though, like I don't think anything could bad come about it. No one's gonna sell this game. This game makes a good amount of money per month.
I made
Not
$150 million the
sorry,
first fucking game.
that was miswording. No one's not gonna buy the game and then liquidate it. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
Disney's gonna sell it, but no one's gonna buy this and be like, "Well, I don't want free money." Essentially, like you know what I mean? Like they probably have a very small team. They probably have like no overhead besides licensing. So like this is just a cash cow. You know what I'm saying? So like whoever buys it, hopefully, just puts more money to it, makes it better. Because all it takes to make something better is to invest in it, right? I mean, that's
Mhm.
all. So like,
now they did make it. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the offers or not, but with the Graviton event, they did change something up that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know how normally the new character offers it'll be $25 for the unlock.
Yeah.
Eight orbs, $25 for the unlock. Well, the Graviton, they made him 100 shard unlock, and they only gave you 8 orbs for one of his offers. So essentially, they're making you buy both his offers just to unlock him. And some of my friends were speculating, oh, they're trying to sweeten up the books, make it look better, make the numbers look better, or whatever. So I just thought that was a little ironic. I don't know if they're gonna change to doing those type of offers more, because I usually would just buy one offer. They do it twice, I'll buy one and blitz for the rest.
sure.
But
Yeah.
they switch to, if they're going to switch to that, and then I get, you got to buy both offers now. So
That
I don't know.
sucks. That's
That's
clearly,
kinda-
you know what?
that's kinda
They're
shitty.
probably definitely doing that because I mean, like me, like I've decided I'm not spending money on the game anymore until I have a definitive answer on what they're doing in terms of the sale. Which, that could be a while. That information could take a while, but like, I don't, I don't want to invest in a game that I don't know what's the future of, And even though
Mhm.
I don't think the game's gonna die, I don't think it's gonna get bought and liquidated. I don't think anything negative is gonna happen. I just don't like knowing. And that is probably, and I'm gonna say this later for the thing I don't like in the game. I'm gonna say it now because that's we're talking about it. I don't like that we have so little information from Fox Next on so many things. And this is a big deal. And this is something I I think should be known, especially if we're gonna put money into it. I don't put much money into it. It's probably like what, like 30 to $50 a month, if that. But like, that's enough for me. That bucks matters. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it doesn't to anyone else, but like, man, I hope not be too loud, Mallory. Please don't fucking kill me here. I spent $50 on a goddamn mobile game. She's
Hey, if you're enjoying it, Dom, it's not a problem.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Why are your teammates a nice dinner for $50?" Whatever. But like, I don't want it, and like, I'm sure that they're probably worried about that. I'm sure that when they made that announcement, they probably knew they were going to take a hit in some income because some people are going to feel the same way I do. So like, the people who like don't care about that are like, yeah, I'll still whatever. I'll do the 2 offers, like you know what I mean. So like, maybe that's some kind of like balancing they think on their end that might make up for the people who aren't spending. I don't
Mhm.
know. We'll see, I guess.
Yep.
It's just wild, man.
It's
So
wild.
many things.
I do think it will be a good outcome. I think first we'll see who ends up taking it, if anyone does. For all we know, no one will take it. You know what I mean? Um, I think it could be really good. There are some games that's happened to, and like it wasn't a bad. Like I know a lot of
Mhm.
people don't like the new Halos, but like Bungie sold the rights to Halo. 343 has it, and I think the games are still good. Like I don't know. Like that happens. It happens. The video game
Mhm.
world is it's not. It's a very new industry, especially this. Oh my god, this shit is the new. Like I'm pointing my phone right now. Like this is the newest industry of an already like baby industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's very up in the air. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to start talking about this. I know you're not going to be here for our next episode, Dom, but like I'm excited to start talking about like what's the future of mobile gaming with new arcade that's coming out from Apple. Like I'm excited to dive into that a little bit, and I signed up for it right now. You can get Apple Arcade, I believe, for 1 month free, and then it's $5 a month after that, and it's supposed to be like quality, top-notch games. I've played a couple that they offer right now, and I have to say and that's the market in which the mobile gaming industry is going. I'm all for it because it just feels like less of offers in your face. Here's $5 a month. I could do that, and you can get a plethora of games that are just like you can hop in at any moment. But anyway, that's another discussion for another time. So.
Well, yeah, and we don't have to talk about that. But one thing I will say in regards to the game we play and the game that obviously we have a podcast, we have a little segment about, is there's a lot of stupid stigma on mobile games. Like, you have like disrespect saying mobile games aren't games. It's like, dude, regardless of your thoughts, this is literally the future. This is the future.
100%.
Like the fact that there's a phone company who makes a video game phone, like there's phones are becoming stronger. Our phones, I have an iPhone SR, whatever the hell it is. XR. This phone is stronger than the first computer. You know what I'm saying? Like by literally hundreds of miles. This is the future. And it's like, we already have fun games. Like Marvel Strike Force is a genuinely good game. And so like whatever dumb stigma in this mobile games is stupid. Not disrespect. I will fight you, and I guarantee you I will.
I would actually like to see that. I mean, he's like 6'6", so
oh my god, that makes it easier for me. Are you kidding me? Be taller. Like, yeah.
Be taller.
That makes it easier.
Longer limbs.
Yes.
Well, Dom does jujitsu, so like he essentially will fight anybody.
Yeah, I seen that. I think one of the past episodes you mentioned your Instagram, so I checked it out, and then seen you're big into jujitsu.
Oh yeah,
which I am too. I'm a big MMA fan actually, but I've done some jujitsu, and you kind of actually look like my past professor. It's kind of a little bit, not too much. I don't know if you know him, George Gurgel. Do you know him?
I don't know. This is obviously tangent. I don't give a shit because it's awesome that this is happening. I wish I did.
Yet again.
Do you know what affiliation he is?
He's actually a past UFC fighter. He's from Brazil. Of course, he's got his own gyms here in Cincinnati, but he's pretty. I mean, do you know who Rich Franklin is?
Yeah, I mean, do you know who he got his black belt from?
Oh, maybe Gene Machado. Machado.
Black belt. That's great.
Oh, yeah, so he's a pretty cool dude.
I don't know about any of this stuff.
Oh, shut up. Sit, look there and be cute.
Yeah. So I'm a big.
Are you guys alone for a second?
Yeah. Maybe we'll have a drink. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't expect that about you, and
that's my guy. Ospoa. Yeah. That's funny. Cool, dude. I'm glad you.
Ever since we had
next Saturday. Funny enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's why I won't be on our next Overachievers Gaming podcast. I have a competition all day, and the day after that night that weekend's my birthday. So Friday's my birthday. Saturday I have a competition in the morning. Saturday night I'm getting hammered, obviously. And Sunday I'm going to upstate to relax the hangover away.
Well, there you go. Good luck.
It's gonna be a very nice weekend. Thank you so much. I have 3 divisions. It's my first time I'm facing off against a black belt, so we'll see how this goes.
Ooh, Dom's gonna get choked out. It's gonna be great.
Nah,
I'm looking forward to.
Almost certainly, I'm gonna get choked out by this dude. Well, either that or heel hooked. There's heel hooks allowed in this.
You'll be fine. Yeah, it seems like ever since we had Edward Nadri on, he was. I personally have become a little bit more interested in jiu-jitsu, but
every week I want to go check out this gym, and
I've been trying. I just haven't had time. I woke up at 9 o'clock this morning after getting home at 4 a.m.
Oh, dude, it's fun. You should do it for sure.
I definitely want to try it out.
I tell you, and we had on Edwin Najmi, Professor Edwin Najmi, Hamula Bahal, black belt out in California, Gracie Baha. I just slid to a DM like, hey man, you play video games and you're like someone I've been following a long time. Do you want to come on the podcast? And he's like, yeah, totally. It's so funny. Charlie, I don't know if you saw his Instagram today. He signed up for World of Warcraft. Funny enough, but
did he fucking really? Tell him to play on Bigglesworth server because that's where I'm playing.
That's hilarious. Okay, so tangent over.
Oh my god, quite the tangent. Sorry for everyone who's in here for the Marvel Strike Force, but
I love it though. I'm happy.
This is what happens though. This is what we do. This is what happens when you come on the Overachievers Tangent podcast.
You never know.
So,
you never know what you're gonna find. And that's the great thing about people is there's so many things you could like in the statistical possibility that you also do jujitsu, which is already a super niche sport in martial art. So keep it up.
Anyway,
yep,
it's all good. So
we're talking about how
we're talking about Marvel Strike Force is what we're talking about. So continuing on, we got leagues coming up in War. So leagues essentially it's like a ranking system for War. So the big thing that's coming out or that's been out, I guess, is there's I don't know if you've experienced this, Mac, at all. You can just not say anything. That's good. There's been an exploit within War where alliances can essentially, leave alliances, have a shell alliance, and that's how you can kind of matchmake to essentially get a better favor for War. So essentially, it's like these top tier alliances. I'm not necessarily saying that you do this. I'm just saying that like this is what has been exploited.
You're doing a job of skirting.
I'm just stating the facts of what has been brought to our attention.
Dude, we have all exploited games. It's not a big deal.
100%, bro. You talk about Game Shark. Come on,
dude,
game cheating.
You know how many Pokemon I generated off of the Game Shark for fucking Pokemon Silver and Gold? Are you kidding me?
There's an exploit in Bloodborne where you could like dupe items over and over and over. You get like one item that gives all the souls. You could level up everything. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I love Bloodborne. It's a good game. Anyway, so it's like alliances could essentially everybody could leave one person in there. You matchmake against a certain TCP. Everyone like leaves the shell alliance, comes back. It's a whole process. So anyway, the whole thing with leagues is like it's a ranking system. So the idea is like you don't necessarily. This kind of avoids that whole thing. We're starting to reimagine ourselves, at least in MCU Hydra, as a more war-centric alliance. How do you guys feel about this ranking system in which, like, say again?
You're asking how he feels about leagues, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about leagues? How do you feel about the fact that like everybody's like ranked and whatnot, and based on your rank and your positioning, you're starting to have like more of a legit war system. Like, I kind of feel like this should have been in from the get-go. What do you guys think?
Well, that was the initial thought. That this was put into play to kind of stop the whole shell exploit. But after further review, it actually doesn't affect it at all because in the rules it says in the rules in game right now it says I think it's in game. It says the alliance leagues won't affect matchmaking. So essentially, you can be where we're going to be in platinum and still face people in bronze or what the lowest tier. So if it don't affect matchmaking, what's the point other than giving more rewards? So it doesn't really stop the exploit.
Yeah.
What all clans are in your cluster? Is it work like that, or is it just Legion of Cabal?
Oh no, we have a lot of different alliances.
But does it go like Legion of something, or is it? Okay, yeah. So we definitely got like God stomped by a Legion of someone, and it was like I think once we saw I forgot what there was a 400k team in like a flight deck one, obviously, and that's like the first like, all right, let's try this, and it was just like nope, it was just completely couldn't do anything. I was like, all right, well, this is do whatever you want, guys. Like all like semblance of any kind of leadership and like strategy was just out the window.
Yeah, just like trying to survive that point.
Yeah, so there's a lot of I don't know if you guys pay attention to the war leaderboard much or towards the top. Yeah. If you see I'm not going to just point blame at people or say they're doing it or whatever, but if you see it like an alliance that's ranked like 20, anywhere from 20 to 40, and you see they're like in third place or something crazy like that, they most likely done this exploit because if you're in the 20 through 40 CP rankings, you keep winning, you're going to end up facing us or another top 5 alliance that you don't have any business beating. So if for some reason you finish in the top 3 and you're not a top 10 alliance, you're using this exploit. But I know people have done it.
Right.
I get the unethical part about it, but it doesn't bother me too much.
Game mechanics, my friend.
Yeah, listen, I get that technically it isn't ethical. Like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing in the game, but also like the game, like they're not like realistically, these studios aren't making games really for us. They're making games to make money. So
Mhm.
like any way that you could cheat the system ever, do it. Do
Mhm.
it. Like I
Yeah.
at the end of the day, even though like I do applaud people like y'all, you're in the one of the like if not like you're in right now ranked number one. So like
Number one.
yeah, so like
Number one.
Like-
Legion of Cabal War Season is
Right.
35K points right now.
so
Yep.
like I applaud y'all for doing the game as serious as you do. But like, also like shit, you never know. Like someone might use the exploit, and I understand if y'all would be pissed because that's like losing that spot. Y'all work it's hard to get to it. But like
Mhm.
lowly old Ashley Pastrami down here, I don't give a shit.
1.7K,
Well,
a million TCP.
yeah, you can't do the exploit and beat us though, because
Even so,
yeah, we get points based off our total collection power, and we have so much total collection power that
exactly.
even if somebody went 6-0 in a season, they can't overtake us. So
Yeah,
That's interesting. Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, we go 6-0 every season anyway, so they would have to have more collection power than us.
Right, you are to 6-0, and I guess the 5-1 would be number 2.
Well, there's a lot of people that go 6-0, and so it just depends season to season.
Oh, sure. You guys are consistently 6-0 though.
Oh yeah.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, I'm just happy that we're a top 60 with MCU Hydra right now. So
Yeah, it's
I don't
cool.
know. I don't think that's going to stand whatsoever. I think we're facing a Wakanda right now. So we'll talk about that in a bit with war results. But continuing on, is there anything else coming up that you guys are excited for? We'll see how things go with League. I'm excited for it.
I mean,
like a new
we don't
change.
really have to care about it, to be honest. Like we're me at least,
Mhm. Well, I'm excited for Leagues because I'm going to be getting those number one rewards for
Yeah,
those.
you get those number one
Oh, wait,
rewards. All right.
rewards now is that how it's working?
There was some
The rich get richer.
Yeah. There was some somehow somebody glitched on their game and got inside the league screen.
Really?
It's blocked off right now, but somehow somebody got inside of it,
Of course.
and it was showing all these rewards you get for when you take out a team, when you get rewards off each war, depending on which league you're in, etc., as well as I think season rewards. So I was looking at that number one, like,
Do you know
I
what it
can't
is?
wait for that.
Yeah. Keep building those teams, my friend.
What's
That's
the
all
number
gonna
one?
happen.
What's the rewards? Do you remember?
For like each win, it's like you get 6,000 war credits and 2,000 elite credits, and
What?
yeah, so you're getting that like six times a season every war. So
God.
I think they're part of this is it's going to give you guys more war credits to be able to farm the store more. I think that's the main part of leagues. It's going to give you guys more, even the lower, and if you're in the lower leagues, you're getting more war credits. You're going to be able to farm the store more, because right now, war credits you don't get much war credits, even if you're winning wars.
Yeah.
They go quick. So
so quick.
I think the leagues are going to kind of help with that problem. You're going to be able to farm the store more.
Right. Okay. So right. That's a good point, because it's not like you guys are number one in the league and the league is every single player. It's the league is your cluster of people you're playing against, right? Is that how it works? So like if like I'm not with leagues, could I still face against like y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could technically happen. Yeah.
In the rules, it says leagues don't affect matchmaking, so it doesn't matter what. So essentially, leagues is just about getting extra rewards. It doesn't affect matchmaking at all. So.
Oh well, never mind.
People
Your dreams are shattered.
People thought it was gonna, and it should affect matchmaking.
It should, but
if you're in gold, you should face people in gold, or if you're at the top of gold, you should face maybe people at the lower end of the one above you. So I don't know why they did it this way, but it's Fox next. So
yeah, Fox next gonna Fox next.
Fox
So
next.
continuing on with our segment, since we've gone on quite the tangent tonight, we've already talked for like almost an hour at this point, and we haven't even gotten into our main segments for the message. We've only hit the top 3 segments out of 8 what we go for. But anyway, so our next one is we talk about what our love it and hate it segment. So one thing we love about the game and one thing we hate about the game. Since Mystic, you are our guest this week, we will ask you, what do you love about the game right now?
I think I'm still loving the competition aspect, the alliance, the community aspect. Like I said before, I grew up playing sports. I'm a competitive guy, and this game has given me another avenue to compete with people. And that's it's when wars came out. I kind of forgot about raids. It's kind of like whatever
Right.
when it comes to raids. I'm excited for each war, and I love competing against other people. I mean, even before I was in Cabal, and I was slugging it out with other alliances with the same collection power as me, I was still loving it just as much as I do now. So I think I'm just loving the competition aspect right now.
That's rad. Dom, what do you think? What do you love?
Actually, he had like a secondary love, which was the community, and I love this community. It's so dope. Everyone we've ever had on or we talked to, like everyone in my alliance, like it's just there's not. I don't see. It's even hard to say there's not much toxicity because I haven't seen any, and I'm sure it exists.
Well, there's toxicity on Reddit. I mean, if you
Mhm.
follow Reddit whatsoever,
I
it's just
I'm not in
complaining
the-
thread
I'm not
every
in
single.
the Marvel Strike Force subreddit. I was in there for a minute, and it's just
It's toxic as
okay.
fuck.
So I
Don't
guess,
go. Don't go.
but I don't know. Like, does that even count as really the community? I don't know. I don't interact. I don't interact with any of those people though. Everyone I interact with has been great. I mean, dude, we have like the biggest content creator of the game. Like, we talk to on the regular. You know what I mean? Like, he's been on multiple of our episodes. Like,
and he's all about it too.
He
Like,
doesn't,
it's cool.
He doesn't have to do that. Like, MysticMac doesn't have to be here. Like Chef Crunner doesn't have to come and do it. Like all fed up raids me every time that I start streaming. Every time he'll raid me. Like, that's cool, and you don't see that in many video game communities. You really don't.
No, you don't. Everyone's like kind of like all for themselves. That kind of thing is like it's wild. Like Mystic, you're part of like the number one alliance in the game, and yet you're here talking to us who are like nobodies. I mean, we I don't know what to say. We're not nobodies. I'm just saying. Like, we've been around.
No. I mean, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy making new friends, and I've only done this content creator thing for a couple of weeks, but I believe you do good to other people, you help other people out, and good things will happen to you. So anytime another content creator comes to me, I'll try to help them out. And you guys are helping me out, bringing me on here for people who haven't seen me before or heard of me before. So I mean, it's just a thing where you help other people out, good shit happens to you. So
yeah, and that's twitch.tv/MysticMac0613. FYI, well, there'll be a link in the description. You can check that out.
When do you stream, Dom?
Usually Sunday mornings.
So tomorrow, okay, I'll hop on there and hang out with you for a bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I try to stream when I can, but it's hard.
Times? Do you have like specific?
I'll usually stream like 8:30 at night.
Oh yeah, usually later at night.
Yeah,
sure. Charlie, what do you love, man? What's up?
I'm loving the campaigns for characters. I'll have to say the Graviton campaign, I have to say, is a lot of fun, and I'm just enjoying that. Like, I always miss all those campaigns that are coming out because you get extra energy, you get extra rewards for them. Like, I'm sitting on like 600 ABCs right now for Invisible Woman to like take her all the way to gear tier 13. I'm sorry, to 11 is what I'm having. I have enough money saved to take her to 70 and tier 11. So I know I'm enjoying that. The writing's fantastic in those events, so that's what I'm just enjoying at the moment. So
yeah.
It's fun. And, it's just like everyone shits on this game all the time, but there's little aspects of it that I love, which is why I love this little segment, because as we talk about something that we really enjoy about the game, and it's always something different. Week by week, we all kind of like love.
At some point, it's not going to be. It's going to be.
Well, what's the next part? What do you fucking hate about this game? Because there's a lot to hate on this game, as we just literally just said.
I'm going to go first because I kind of already mentioned it. I really don't like we really don't get much communication from Fox Next. We really don't. And I feel like a lot of the times the communication we get is from their envoys. Like, that's really the biggest information. Like, without Casino, I feel like this game maybe not would have died, but like, oh my God, it would, like, all my infographics come from him. All of my like rumors leaks, and there definitely are other people doing it really well. Valley Flying does really good videos.
Yeah.
Like, Mobile Gaming is really good. A lot of people do really good stuff.
Schubert does good infographics
a
with
lot
Ultra
of
Nerd.
good stuff. But like, we get all information from their envoy people, which granted, I guess is the point of having envoys. But like, no, not really much official stuff, right? And even in the terms of that, like, was there even an official statement from Fox Next that they were potentially being sold, or no? It was just
No.
like articles from like news sites. Like you
Yeah, we're
think a
just
news
hearing about it in
article,
like Fortune
Forbes or
500.
something. Yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah, Forbes. Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You think that would be like an in-game thing? Hey guys, you may have heard we're being sold. Don't worry, all's not lost. Everything is cool. We're still gonna make you a game that you enjoy and you play and blah blah blah. Like that's all you got to do. Like, do you have a communications director? I don't know. Like, do you?
Well, they do. He was doing some interviews there for a while. I know he did one with Dorian, Jason Bender and Cerebro did one with Dorian, and then Cerebro did one with Casino, but he hasn't done many lately. So yeah, we're getting most of our info from the envoys.
Which is like,
Yeah.
again, that's the point of having them, right? I guess, but it's still not like necessarily official. Like, especially when you got like Casino like in stream, like, oh, I don't know if I can say this. Like, just say it, man. Say it. You know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, what did he when we first had him on and we are like, anything you could drop for us? He's like, oh, I hope someone comes to my rescue. And I was like,
Sounds like what? What are you talking about? I'm
that
like,
was
stop.
so
Just
funny.
think about it for a second.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, what do you shut up, man? It sounds weird. Why would you anybody okay.
Why would someone rescue you about what? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
That's my bit. That's my piece.
Mystic, what do you hate about the game right now?
I mean, I could just say the normal thing, say I hate Blitz, but that's pretty much what everybody can say. But I'll say that I wish they would go back to releasing characters via raid. That was so much fun back in the day when they were releasing like Deadpool and Thanos, and I think Juggernaut had a raid.
He did.
I came in when they stopped right at the end of that, and you're right. I do miss that was good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know why they did away with it and only made a majority Blitz, but the raid releases were awesome.
I have like 3-star Thanos. I want him so much more. He's like why my BKT team is as low.
Well, we didn't talk about this, but Charlie, I'm sure you've seen the orb draft where.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to us and Pants of Hall got to draft characters for two different orbs. Did you see anything about that, Dom?
Yeah, I just saw the news that y'all were doing it.
Yeah, so it's basically, I don't know if you guys play fantasy football, but it's basically like fantasy football draft with Marvel.
When's that go on? Did it happen already?
Yeah, it happened already. So it was kind of
talk a little bit about that. Yeah, so we'll get into that real quick.
It was kind of fucked up the way Fox Next done it because at the end of the day, it's going to be it's supposed to be a special raid, like a whole new raid. It's called the Champions Raid, and you'll get fragments from this raid, and you have to choose an orb, our orb or Pants of Hawk's orb. So we each drafted characters into our, like Cabal drafted their own set of characters in our orb.
Has it been announced what your characters are?
Huh?
Has it been announced what characters are in the orbs?
Yes, they finished. Yeah, it's 3 days of drafting kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, instead of coming together or Fox Next coming to us and say, both of you vote on 15 characters for one orb, which would be just one great orb for all the players. They made us make 2 separate orbs, and now the community has to choose which one. So they're kind of diluted.
Who's the better orb? Is it you guys or Pants?
I mean, I think it's ours. Ours is for, like you said, you need Thanos. We picked Thanos.
That's it. I'm already yours.
Was that a completely random thing, or did you guys like come together and say like, hey, this is what we're thinking in terms of characters, or was it kind of like just completely random? I'm curious about that.
So they had some certain characters we weren't allowed to pick, like we weren't allowed to pick Captain Marvel, we weren't allowed to pick Fantastic Four, we weren't allowed to pick Mysterio, but other than that, we could, and no legendaries, obviously, but other than that. We were allowed. It was an open draft. We could pick whoever. So we basically just did like a internal vote inside the alliance. Like we got the first pick, so our leader was like, "Okay, here's what I'm thinking for the first pick. What do you guys think?" And we chose Colossus. So I feel like our orb is better for the newer players to mid game players.
Colossus
Mhm.
bad. I don't have Colossus yet.
Oh, Colossus is fantastic.
I
dude.
know. Besides Phoenix, that's the only other X-Men I don't have. But I need Colossus bad. I need Thanos. Shard's bad. That's awesome. Great. Thank you.
So we got like Colossus. We got the power armor, 3/5 of the power armor.
Oh, yes.
Falcon, Rescue, Vision. We got Black Widow and Thanos for the newer guys. We got Loki and Hand Assassin for the Phoenix event. So we really came together and kind of said, let's pick our orb based on who we think the community would like most, and that's how we came to our picks.
Perfect.
That's awesome. It's funny. I can't believe we like completely glossed over that because that was such
I
like
remember
well, it was
reading
so
that, but I
recent. So
forgot. Yeah.
yeah, dude, there's so much that happened the past 2 weeks. It's been nuts. So
That's good. Oh, that's awesome. And then I think Charlie, you were our last one of Hate It.
I'm going to continue with my last week's hate because I still hate it.
You yelled at me for doing this. I did that.
I know you did it. Well, guess what? I'm going to continue on with it. I hate Blitz because it's technically new, but the new 8.3 blitzes are no bueno. So essentially is I'm now just kind of once I get, I'm just staying at 7. I'm just staying at tier 7 and that's it. And then like if I hit the 8, whatever, like if by some reason my auto teams win, I just like go to my lowest tier characters and just like lose automatically. I have like 4 or 5 teams that I can lose. And then I go back through my roster and do that. So it's just like it just adds another like 20 minutes in the day or per cycle to do that, which is already at like 40 minutes. So it's like I'm spending an hour blitzing every 2 hours. It's just like why do we need this? It's just I hate it so much.
It does ask a lot of a mobile game, doesn't it?
It does.
Like
yeah.
Most of this doesn't. And listen, I'll take getting pinged in Discord like, oh, I need a D boost, or like, hey, Dom, there's like, I'll take
for sure.
Hit up. That's fine, but like the ask for blitz is quite absurd. It really is. It is absurd, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I finished first in the Falcon Blitz, so I can tell you how much time it took me to.
Shit.
I mean, I didn't even sleep. I have this 5 mil CP, and I had every 2 hours. Jeez. No sleep for 3 straight days just to get 24 million was what I got.
Oh my god, there's got to be a point in which you're just like, you know what, not worth it. I'd rather sleep.
What's that? 255 shards, right?
295.
295. Yeah. Is your Falcon? I mean, I assume your Falcon's probably maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
How many red stars do you have on him?
4.
Gotcha. We're gonna talk about that in a second. My Falcon is my Falcon's 6 red stars.
Yes,
tier 13. Yeah, he is a beast in that regards, but as always, like red stars is kind of a gamble. It's completely random. No one knows what you get. So which leads us to our next topic of what we pulled for red stars this week. Dom's running away to deal with his cats in the second. What are you wearing, Dom? Oh my god, those shorts, dude. Holy shit. Not even listening to what we're saying. He's gonna have to listen to this on the podcast. Holy shit, Dom, those shorts, what the fuck are you thinking? Oh my goodness. Oh god.
Oh Lord.
You can't see this, but he's just straight up man spreading for us. Great, love it.
What's up? I'll choke the shit out of you too.
I know, it's fine. But anyway, so we talk about like what we pulled for this week for red stars. I'll go first in saying that I pulled a 4 red star Graviton. I'm pretty stoked about that. That kind of forced me to buy one offer, which unlocks him at 3. He's at 76 out of 80, so I'll be able to get him with his event that's happening in 14 days over the course of that event. Mystic, what did you pull this week? Or over these 2 weeks for red stars? Do you hoard any red stars, or do you just like open them as they go?
I was hoarding for a while as Fantastic Four was being released, but my luck has been just terrible. But I can't really complain. I got every character but 2 or 3 at 4 red stars or above. So
nice. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had good luck generally over the course of my Marvel Strike Force career.
Quite a bit of the credits then, right?
Yeah. So I got so what I was doing as Fantastic Four was being released is I would open my stash. If I didn't get them to 4, I would manually take them up to 4. That way I for sure had them at 4 red stars. That's kind of the baseline that I go about.
Yeah, same.
So I did. They gave us 10 free ones with the update. and I opened those on stream, all dupes. My 4 red star elite was a dupe. It gave me a 5 red star orb, so I opened that, and it was a freaking crossbones. So, which it wasn't a dupe, but
you got crossboned.
Yeah, crossbones is like
Crossboned.
8 months ago. That would have been a good pull, but to me, that was kind of bad.
Yeah, fair. Do you have any 7s, real quick?
Yeah, I have 3.
Oh wait, you said Killmonger was one of them, right?
No, Killmonger. So my 7s aren't really that good. I mean, one of them's pretty good. It's Shield Medic.
Nice.
All right.
She's better with Coulson coming.
Yeah.
But the other one is Scarlet Witch, which isn't a big deal.
Not terrible, but
yeah. And then the third one is Hydra Sniper, which it's okay because he's a damage dealer, but until we get Red Skull, it's kind of like
it's kind of
a big deal.
Point at that point.
Sure. Cool.
So.
Well, you're gonna be that one dude that's like when Red Skull comes out, you'll be like, I got that Hydra.
Yeah, there's actually I know quite a few people that have built up Hydra in anticipation of Red Skull, but
I'm sure.
Who knows?
Top
knows?
Two, I guess.
Who knows when we'll get him?
Right. Yeah. Fair.
Don, what'd you pull this week?
I thought I got a 4-star Graviton. I only got 3-star. I just looked at him.
You just pulling our chain.
I know. I thought I did.
You got better than me. I didn't mention. I only got two on Graviton. So, I'll either have to manually take him to 4, or maybe I'll get lucky on Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm currently hoarding 12 elite 4 red star orbs right now for Invisible Woman.
He'll just open up a butt ton of stuff on stream.
I can't hoard nothing, dude.
Me neither. I'm so impatient, man. I'm so impatient. You asked me to hoard. Are you joking?
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where I think I had 96 red star orbs like held and ready to go, and I opened them pretty much all of them for when the thing came out, and I got only a 4 red star thing. So my thing is, I've said this multiple times, where like if I pull a 4 red star in a basic red star orb, like I stop opening because I want to save them for other people and whatnot. So that's my thinking with that.
So admittedly, in my past, I've had a bit of a gambling problem. So when I see that red star, when I build up about 10, that gambler's itch starts to scratch at me, and I gotta say, oh well, I need to open these. I might get something good, but Dude, much like gambling, turns out in the end you get disappointed. So
yeah, that's what happens with that. I totally understand that.
Literally what this is gambling. That's the
it literally is. It's fun, but it's like instead of making money, you just spend money. That's it. You get the what was that thing that everyone said on EA for that Reddit thread, that you have the appreciation or whatever?
Yeah.
Or something like that. You get a sense of accomplishment or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway. But so with war results this week, we know how you did, Mystic, with probably winning every single war that ever comes our way. So I will ignore you. Dom, how are you doing?
I don't remember. I tell you, we just lost our Friday volunteer one. We only lost by like 400 points, which it's always the bummer because Fridays are our volunteer ones. When we lose the volunteer ones, it's like, man, if we were paying attention, we probably would have won that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel on that. We won our first 2. We've actually this season we've won every single war we've done so far, and we're fighting against Wakanda right now. The green labeled Wakanda, and right now we're losing 305 to 600. But we're only a couple hours in. I think we're only 6 hours into our war, so it could turn around. We'll see. We have a new war captain whom we've recruited, who's been doing a really good job of helping us restructure our war defenses and our war attacks and all that stuff. So we've had a really good result this past
awesome.
season. So I'm pretty stoked to see how that all turns out. But then continuing on with our team advice, Mystic, do you have any team advice for people? Like, what do you think is like coming out would be something that maybe like a mid-tier person like Dom for working on, or someone like me who has like a 3.5 million TCP should work on? Like, I'm personally gearing, once Fantastic Four are out and I'm done with them, I'm going to start working on power armor, which I have. My power armor team is at 220 right now. or should I go to like switch to a shield team? What do you think? What is a good like team advice that somebody should work on? Coming from somebody who has like 5.3 million TCP.
Well, I mean, generally the end goal is to get Ultron, but aside from that, my advice to players like Dom or yourself is, get Phoenix, get X-Men up as high as you can get them because they're dominant in every game mode.
Right.
War, they're dominant. Blitz, they're dominant, and even raids. I mean, you throw Minerva in for Wolverine, and they're beating every node. So, I mean, when U7 was going on, we had people in our alliance one-shotting the final boss node with X-Men. So,
Wow.
I mean,
Oh
this
my
team is
God.
just, and we're probably getting Beast, who looks like he's going to be a healer. So that's probably going to make them even better,
Sure.
possibly. So my advice would just be grind X-Men up as far as you can. In the meantime, maybe work on that new AIM team. I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah,
that'd be
I'm still
crazy.
quite a ways off from Fear the Darkness, which kind of sucks. I haven't
Are
really
you,
done
are you are you refreshing the store for those uniques?
not too much. No, not really. I like sometimes I'll dip under like 200 power cores, but I usually try to not do that. I really don't use it too much until like right now I just use a bunch when Sinister 6 was doing double shards because I'm almost the only reason I'm not going to get Invisible Woman is my shocker is the only one lagging behind. It was so slow getting his shards, and I'm not going to get 5 in time, which really sucks. But I usually try to save my power cores for when double shards come for legendary because I don't have all legendaries. I'm still missing Shuri. Obviously, I'm not going to get Invisible Woman. I need Iron Man, Phoenix. Like there's still quite a bit, so like I'll hoard them until the double shards come for the specific characters. Like now, I will definitely get Iron Man next time. I'm definitely going to get Shuri next time. Like there's a couple that I'm definitely good to get, but yeah, unfortunately I'm just not there yet,
Yeah, I mean, I would still advise to refresh that shop a little bit for those uniques. Ultron changes the game once you get him, man. I mean, and then make sure you're farming Loki and Hand Assassin every day, and
oh yeah,
try to get that 7-star Phoenix, man.
Yeah, I just got that 7-star Phoenix. Totally forgot to mention that the Phoenix event happened as well. I finally got that 7-star Phoenix. I'm pretty stoked about that. She is sitting around.
She's so good.
She is very good. I mean, she's sitting around right now for me at 62K at 4 red stars, tier 13. And I actually have 2 of her tier 14 uniques ready to go, except I can't level her up because I'm still only level 70. So I'm not 71. Have you hit 71 yet, Mystic, or are you still
No. I'm taking my time. We had a few people rush up. I think Pipster made it to 75 already.
How is that possible? How do you do that?
They saved their energy. So
so like a ridiculous amount of energy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then so they
how much energy would that take?
A lot.
Like thousands?
Probably
hundreds of thousands.
Well, yeah, like if you're just hitting like because you get 3, you get 80 energy free every 6 hours or every 8 hours or something like that. So it's like you can just hit that. You log in, hit a collect, and if you're not farming anyone, it doesn't matter. So
right.
And the last
farming, it doesn't.
The last level cap raise was for like months and months and months ago. So they probably been saving for ages.
That's
6 to 8 months.
See, it's so funny with thinking about endgame players because to me, like, why wouldn't I be farming something every day? But when you have everything, you don't need to farm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. Fair.
Yeah, but that's good advice about X-Men and all that stuff. But my X-Men team, I think, is like 230 right now and whatnot. So I'm like been working on them, and now with we didn't even mention this earlier. With like, there's a slight rework to Wolverine, and I'm pretty stoked about that. My Wolverine, I think, is like around 32K or something like that, and he's only level 60, tier 9, because he's got 5 red stars. But like, that's kind of wild. Maybe I'll start working on that team once Fantastic Four are done. I'll work on that and some AIM, power armor. There's a lot of things to work on. So, but yeah. So, Mystic, what's your favorite character in the game right now? Since you have everyone.
I gotta go with. I think I'll say just because I love Alliance War so much, probably Namor.
All right.
I
Fair.
got him at 5 red star. He's about 64K.
Dope. Dope.
And I'm really enjoying the Fantastic Four right now in Alliance War.
Yeah.
It's just like a breath of fresh air, a new team to use. So it's a lot of fun. So just throw in Namor on that team, man. They just crush everything. So it's a lot of fun. Also, I got to say, it was a tie between him and Killmonger, kind of, because Killmonger's my highest tune. And I got Wakandans at like 306K. And they're a lot of fun at that level. So probably I'd say I'll go with Namor. But if I had to choose another one, it'd be Killmonger.
Yeah, I wish Namor's ultimate would work, like clearing buffs one would work outside of war. Like really, that was just kind of like if he had that ability all the time, like clearing all buffs, or at least clearing like 3 buffs or something like that, and not in war. Like if it was like in war offense, clear all buffs, but in like in regular, just clear like 3 buffs. I think he would be a much better character all around. But it's just like, man, why do that? I don't know.
Dr. Doom might come in and take his spot for raids or whatever. So
totally,
we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure I can't wait for the next Alliance raid that it features just Fantastic Four for a certain node. That'll be great for us noobs who don't have all the characters out there. So
for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we might have missed on? I'm curious. Actually, you know what? There's one thing I didn't really get a chance to talk about is all the new tier 14 requirements. Do you have anybody at tier 14 Mystic yet, or are you still grinding away for that?
No, not even close, man. It takes 24 uniques just to get someone to.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
24.
Dude.
So, I mean, I got 27 gammas, so I'll be able to get that piece for Minerva, but I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I'm not close.
I'm close for her. I think I'm sitting at like 19 gammas just because I got really lucky. I mean, I don't have. I was planning on taking Vision up tier 13, but I think I might just take Minerva to tier 14 just because she's so essential and like it would be worthwhile to do so. But like I have 4 for Captain America ready to go, but like I can't do it because he's not level 75 or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe like I'll start working on Phoenix. As Phoenix, I have 3 available for her. Cap Marvel has 2 ready for tier 14. It's just like, it's just that grind and being able to take everybody up. So
yeah, I got so many characters at Gear tier 13, dude. I'm missing like the orange damage catalyst, the red ones.
Yeah.
I got like 6 of them and it takes like 60 just for one piece. So
my God.
So the grind is real. I mean, unless they open up a new Nexus chapter where you can farm orange gear,
right?
It's gonna take me a long time to get a full team.
Sure.
Which there are rumors that might happen around Halloween, end of October. So we'll see, because it tends to be like when they last did that for the previous Nexus nodes about a year and a half ago, when the game first came out. It was like they had an update and then a month later. So people are theorizing that a month from now we will probably get the next Nexus chapters, which would be fun. It'd be fun to like have an extra set of campaign nodes to talk about for the podcast and other things. So, but yeah, man. Well, Mystic, thank you very much for taking a time out of your Saturday evening to come talk with us and talk some Marvel Strike Force.
Been our longest episode, right?
Yeah, this is like about an hour and a half or so, but there's so much to talk about. I mean, there's so much. This update is just a
and we were like, do we do an episode once the news dropped about like the sale possibly? But it's like, we'll get into it. People know it's happening. It's like a change of fact.
And then we'd even mention like the level 75 sales, which are like kind of absurd, but all their sales are always absurd.
The sales are never a thing. It's all like
never.
But yeah, man. Appreciate you, dude. And I can't wait till the next time I get destroyed by a Legion of Clan.
Legion of Dom.
That's when y'all will really be top tier. You get that Legion of Dom going.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, guys. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you invite me back sometime.
Hell yeah.
Of course, man. And you can check out MysticMac at twitch.tv/MysticMac0613, streaming on Twitch most evenings. And we'll put a link for him down below if you want to check him out. As always, you can find us. No, I totally didn't even do our intro for our socials at the beginning. But
it's all right.
You can find us at og.podcast. on Twitter at OverachieversP. BeingOverachiever.com is our website where you can get this episode and every other episode, plus our main podcast where we talk about video games, what we love about them, what we hate about them, mainly what we love, though. Sometimes fashion, sometimes food, but mainly video games.
This has been my most fun episode of anything we've done. Just watching you just be such a dork. It's so great.
Yeah,
it's cute, is what it is. Like this is adorable.
But you can check us out. Make sure you give us a little review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast.
Probably the biggest help you could do out there.
Yes, but absolutely. So if you love this podcast, let us know. Let us know in either the comments or the reviews or anything of that sort. And spread the word, spread the love. You can find myself streaming on the weekends, typically at twitch.tv/that. Oh my god! You can find myself streaming at. Hit what? No, I'm not gonna hit that. No, I'm not gonna hit the hang up button just yet. You can find myself streaming most weekends at twitch.tv/Vash. Dom is twitch.tv/AshyPastrami, also down below. Thank you all very much for coming out and being a part of this episode of the MSF Insider segment of the Overachievers podcast. Peace.
Nailed it.